I'm Nick Barrett at the Snooker Gym, and I'd like to announce exclusively for this year's World Championship that, in response to a request from the BBC and the popularity of the rule change in the shootout and also 6-red snooker, that in this World Championship coming up, 2017, the 40th anniversary of the Crucible, we will actually be seeing for the first time in 40 years on British television, Snooker Plus. So the orange and the purple balls, worth 8 and 10 points each, which I'll explain in a moment, are being reintroduced for the first time in 40 years, as I said, and it's partly in response to the popularity of the shootout rule changes and 6-red. The World Championship being the blue ribboned event of snooker, these two balls make the game more challenging, more varied, and also increase the highest break from 147 to an almost impossible 210. And I'll explain the difficulty behind that in the next clip. So what is Snooker Plus? Designed initially in 1959 by Joe Davis to add extra scoring power to the game, Snooker Plus made its first appearance in the News of the World tournament, 1959, the News of the World Snooker Plus tournament. And in fact, Joe Davis made the first Snooker Plus recorded century on that opening day of 108. Jack Ray eventually earned the highest break in Snooker Plus of 156. The orange and purple, which come in a box from Aramith, I know that they've made 1,000 sets of these and are distributing them through their network in anticipation of the demand from the Crucible. The 8-point orange goes on the spot that's halfway between blue and pink. I've put spots on the table here. I've got a couple of professionals coming in readiness for the World Championship qualifying. And the reason why I said that the 210 is almost impossible is the purple, being worth 10 points, only has half a pocket to go into past the yellow and past the green. Into the middle, obviously, it's not a problem, but the accuracy required and potting skill required to make the 210 is way beyond the skill required for a maximum. So rumour has it, according to my sources, that the first 210 maximum break prize could be set near £500,000 in this year's World Championship. So we'll see what develops and what unfolds, and if anybody can break even 200. Let's see what happens. So what does Snooker Plus mean for the game? The first thing that needs to be adjusted is the break-off shot. The 8-point orange being in the way of the traditional swing, we need to move the white a little bit further toward the yellow. So that we can still get a fairly open pack, and ultimately you've got to make a choice. Do you leave the white on the cushion tight to the pocket, or extend it as an evolved version of the Mark Selby break and risk, out of your attempt to get close in behind the green, risk a small mistake and leaving your opponent's hand on the table? So this is the first thing that will change. The other thing is, toward the end game situation, the amount of snookers that a flute after escaping a snooker will increase because there are more lines being blocked, and also snookers will be easier, so there'll be a greater strategic part to the game in endgame situations. So expect not only better break building, but better safety and strategy as well. The final thing is the respot purple, which replaces the traditional respot black terminology. If the scores are equal, it could in theory be 100 points each at the end of the frame. The white would go in the D as normal, and you'd have a respot purple, but on the black spot. Obviously, if it was on the purple spot, the pot is easy, so it gives too much an advantage to the winner of the toss. So these are the main things to look out for that are slightly different from traditional 15 red snooker. In summary then, a very exciting development to see the game improving and expanding and bringing new features into the marketplace. I think it could go a long way from here, and after my conversations with those in the know, the concept is to roll this out to further ranking tournaments next year based on the popularity and response that we see at the Crucible this year. The other nice touch that Anarith have done is to use the original 3-ball box. When these were sold originally, they had a 3-ball box. So that sticks with tradition, and Snooker Plus, the way forward.